Greetings, and salutations, one and all. How you doing? It's Real Talk Night right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. I do apologize for the absence of healthy love last night, just beyond my control. The internet being out and all. But we're back. Inviting you to call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too, because we're not leaving them out, yeah?
It's Tizzy! Yeah! 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 in truth.
Kicking it up with the sound of Tizzy.
10 out of 10.
It's called 10.
Let me ask you a question. Who coming with the ladies and 10? Who coming with the men following them, men following them, men following ladies? Let me see all your hand them. If you have decent problem, so much that you taking attendance, taking attendance, taking attendance. Say, girl, where you learn how to bend. Everything I do, say 10 out of 10. Whoa, they love it when you're whining it. Say, girl, where you learn how to move. So much skill that you can't improve. Whoa, they love it when you whine, whine, whine. They got me sexy and rewind it low. What they calling we? 10, girl, where you whine on them. No, we ain't afraid to show it, no. What they calling we? 10, girl, where you whine on them. So impeccable, your whine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and 10. So impeccable, your whine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and 10. How you afraid of your sweetness? Your strength is them and weakness. Contest but can't defeat this, can't defeat this, can't defeat this. Honey, like bees on a flower. Too sweet, no time to be sour. Ladies, it's time to get louder, time to get louder, time to get louder. Say, girl, where you learn how to bend. Everything I do, say 10 out of 10. Whoa, they love it when you're whining it. Say, girl, where you learn how to move. So much skill that you can't improve. Whoa, they love it when you whine, whine, whine. They got me sexy and rewind it low. What they calling we? 10, girl, where you whine on them. No, we ain't afraid to show it, no. What they calling we? 10, girl, where you whine on them. So impeccable, your whine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and 10. So impeccable.
Wanna say big ups to all my 10s out there.
One line of alphabetical. Show me something right now for the ladies and 10.
Yeah, even if you're not mine.
Flawless, you look
I claim you.
good. Like diamond, you look good.
My 10 brethren
Truth.
and my 10 sistrins.
Good. Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look good. Use a 10 out of 10.
Yeah man, when you recognize that no matter what, you look good.
Ain't it? Say, girl, where you learn how to move. So much skill that you can't.
Whether your confidence is on the inside or on the outside.
Wine, wine. They got me sexy.
Yeah man, you definitely are 10.
Low. What they calling we?
10.
Girl, where you whine on them. No, we ain't afraid to show it, no.
Now if you're a 10 to the 10th power, and you know say you're 10 up, serious.
So impeccable. Your wine is so incredible. One line of
I want to officially welcome each and everyone to the broadcast. Those of you just joining in, those who are locked in on Facebook Live.
alphabetical.
How you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
These are them.
Those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
Good. Like diamond, you look
You
good.
can catch Clinton
Pretending truth.
midday to 3 Eastern
You look good. Like
on the Foundation Radio Network.
use a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Say, girl, where you learn how to bend.
Want to say big ups to those who are locked in out to New Jersey NIE Radio.
You're whining it. Say, girl, where you learn how to.
Big ups to the Motivator.
They calling we. 10
Yeah, you don't want to miss him.
on them. No, we ain't afraid to show it, no.
He's on Thursday nights, 9 p.m. till midnight,
Where you whine on them.
and on Saturdays
Your wine is so incredible. One line of alphabetical.
from 1 p.m.
Now for the ladies and 10. So impeccable. Your wine is so
Motivation Saturdays,
alphabetical. Show me some
Double Trouble Thursdays.
ladies and 10.
Big up the Motivator
Flawless, you look good. Perfect,
and the NIE Radio family.
you look good.
Much love.
Pretending truth.
Big ups to those on PEMGTV.com.
You look good, like diamond.
Those who are locked in on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew on TuneIn Radio.
Say, girl, where you learn how to bend.
And those who are at the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
Where you learn how to move.
So glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you, and you have my word. I wouldn't even try. Big ups Hubert. Much love, and I truly appreciate the constant support, bro. Without fail, Hubert will share the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Without fail. Can you imagine if I was paying for that service? Much love, bro. So I do invite you to call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. Share with everybody. You're not leaving anybody out.
10 out of 10 in truth. Flawless, you look good. Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look.
So tonight,
She's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Say, girl, where you
we're
look.
looking at one of those things that
10 out of 10. Whoa.
it's kind of weird, you know, the whole compliments thing.
So
We're a little bit weirdish, getting it and giving it.
sexy and rewind.
I am inviting y'all to participate in the broadcast, right?
10. Girl, where you wine under.
So you can participate in a few ways.
So impeccable. Girl, wine is so
Let me go ahead and put up the number that you can call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram.
right now.
It's 773-789-STEW.
Wine is so
773-789-7839. Tell you once more.
now for you.
773-789-7839.
Yes, you look good. Perfect.
You can call, you can text, you can WhatsApp, you can Telegram.
She's a 10 out of 10 in truth.
Those of you on Facebook Live, for the moment, you can comment right there on Facebook Live. But
Diamond, you look.
I do invite you to come on over to kevinstew.com and jump into the Stew Pot.
Say, girl, where you learn how to bend.
Now, the Stew Pot, for those of you who are wondering, is what others call a chat room. But because we're fancy, we call it the Stew Pot on kevinstew.com, yeah?
To move. So much skill that you can't improve.
I want to say big ups to Marlon, the general manager.
Wine, wine, girl, be sexy and
You
rewind.
can catch Marlon on Real Rockers
They call it
every Monday and Wednesday
10. Girl,
from 7 to 10.
no, we ain't
Reggae Global Radio and affiliates.
what they calling we.
Marlon is everywhere. Just follow Real Rockers on social media. You'll find Marlon Burrell there.
Alphabetical.
Walking, talking, reggae music encyclopedia. Talk about a real edutainer.
Diamond,
That's Marlon.
she's a 10 out of 10 in truth. Flawless, you look good. Perfect, you look good. Like diamond, you look good. She's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
So tonight, like I said, we're going to be addressing the topic of
When you're whining it. Say, girl, where you learn how to
taking a compliment.
skill that you can't improve.
Well, really and truly, it is taking it and giving it. Because there's that side of it too. Some people cannot take it and some people cannot give it. And thank you, Tizzy, with a track called 10. Working through compliments is I found it to be rather interesting. There have been times when I've been complimented and really and truly have not been sure how to respond. Because if I respond one way, then I'm being conceited. And if I respond another way, then I'm being ungrateful. So it's a fine balancing act. And speaking of being grateful, I want to also thank my segment sponsor, Paul C Media Group. And being in a moment is price, let's give them a call. They handle your videos, your photos, your streaming, your advertising, and everything that you see here on kevinstew.com, they can make happen for you. So if you have a church service, a funeral, a wedding, a seminar, anything you want to stream live on a secure platform, if you have your own platform and you want to stream something live, just like I am doing here on kevinstew.com, they can hook you up with the resources for that. So give them a call, 754-999-1140. That's 754-999-1140. Or check them out online, pulseemg.com. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you and get yourself the hookup. Right? Cool. Alright, so back to real talk. And compliments. Mark Twain said, the happy phrasing of a compliment is one of the rarest of human gifts, and the happy delivery of it is another. What Mark Twain was describing was a meeting with the Emperor of Germany, who had praised his books, but we can all surely identify with the sentiment. Receiving sincere and well expressed praise can feel as good as an unexpected windfall. Unfortunately, our anxieties about the ways others may perceive our own words can prevent us from giving compliments ourselves. No one, after all, wants to come across as clumsy, patronizing, or fawning. And when it comes to giving compliments, you could probably run into any of those categories. Now, BBC.com says compliments are the easiest way to make other people, and as a result, ourselves feel better. And this is according to Nicholas Epley, who is a professor of behavioral science at the University of Chicago. But when a kind thought comes to mind, people often don't say it. Yet, 3 studies on the psychology of compliment, well, there are more, but 3 new ones, on the psychology of compliment giving and receiving suggest that our fears about the ways our praise will be received are completely unfounded. And by letting go of that awkwardness, we could all enjoy better relationships with our friends, family members, and colleagues. But what about strangers? What kind of reception do strangers get from compliments? I have walked past people, generally of the opposite sex, but I do it with men too. I've walked past people and complimented them on their look and just kept it moving. Now, some of those times that I've done that, I have left people in a stupor because they're wondering what is going on here. Usually after a compliment follows some other type of advance. Well, I shouldn't even say some other type of advance, because that falls into the narrative of a compliment is a means of advancement or advancing. But really and truly, a compliment is just that. It's just a compliment. And because not everybody can receive compliments gracefully, it's difficult to give them, because you don't want to fall into one of those categories mentioned earlier. Whether you're fawning, let me see if I can find it again and tell you just as they had put it in this article from BBC.com, clumsy, patronizing, or fawning. That's how they put it. And, I wish some of my psychology scholars, friends, were around right now to give me some feedback on that as it relates to dealing with individuals. Now, it is only relatively recently that psychologists have paid much attention to our compliments, with the majority of early research examining their persuasive potential. And I guess that is one of the things with compliments, that it tends to lead to something else, right? So, in one memorable study from 2010, Naomi Grant, an associate professor in psychology at Mount Royal University in Calgary, invited participants to take part in a study of impression formation. As the participants filled in a rather dull questionnaire, an actor posing as an introductory psychology student struck up conversation that involved casually complimenting the participants' clothing. After a bit more idle chat, the actor then mentioned that they were handing out flyers about a university careers event and asked the participants whether they would like to take a handful to hand out themselves. Now, the effects of the flattery were dramatic. 79% of the participants offering to help with the event publicity, compared with only 46% of participants in a control group who had not received the compliments. Wow. Now, Grant's most recent study shows that this comes from a sense of reciprocity. In general, the more people believe that one good turn deserves another, the more likely they are to follow a compliment with a helping or helpful deed. In English, we often say that we are paying someone a compliment. And Grant's research would suggest that we often do consider it to be a part of a transaction. The sense of reciprocity may also explain why positive feedback can be such a powerful tool in the workplace. A study by researchers at a technology company, at the technology company Intel and Duke University in the US showed that verbal praise was more effective at increasing productivity than cash bonuses. Let me think about that for a moment. Verbal praise, cash bonus. Verbal praise, cash bonus. Is it because it appeals to that little part of self that makes you feel good? Because you get some money, it appeals to that part of self that makes you want to either take care of that bill or get that thing that you wanted. But you stroke someone's ego. Yeah. So it makes sense. People generally don't realize that something so small could have such a big impact, explains Vanessa Bonds, a professor of social psychology at Cornell University and author of You Have More Influence Than You Think. So, Marlon, you're not too sure about the verbal compliment and the cash bonus? Listen, when you need money, no amount of words can can replace that. You know, when that bill needs to get paid, you can't take that compliment that you received and take it to that bill holder, that bill owner, right? So you can't take it to the electric company. You can't take it to the leasing office. You can't take it to the mortgage company. You can't take it to the credit card company. So I understand where you're coming from with that, Marlon. Now, unfortunately, Bond's own research shows that we rarely appreciate the power of our words, of our own words. Working with Erica Bothby at the University of Pennsylvania, Bonds asked participants to go to an assigned location on campus and to deliver a small compliment to a random stranger. To reduce potential misunderstandings about their motives, the participants were asked to approach someone of the same gender. Okay. I just had to pause for a moment there, because that could go so many different ways. Now, to check their preconceptions, the participants first had to estimate how pleased, flattered, or awkward the person would feel to receive the praise. After they delivered the compliment, they then gave the recipient of their compliment a sealed envelope containing a short survey questioning how the stranger actually felt about the exchange. Across numerous experiments, the researchers found that the participants significantly underestimated how happy the other person would be to hear the praise, and significantly overestimated how cringeworthy they would find the encounter. They felt like this interaction was going to go super awkwardly, and that they would be kind of clumsy in their delivery. But the real exchange was far more pleasant. Who would have thunk it? Marlon, how you feel about giving compliments? And how do you feel about receiving compliments? Because I have my own take on why individuals may feel a certain way about giving or receiving them. So I'd like to hear from anybody else locked in right now, whether you're on the Foundation Radio Network or on NIE Radio, if you're watching on PEMG TV, if you're on TuneIn Radio, listening on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew, any other platforms that you're checking in from. If you're on Facebook Live, 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. Let me say it once more. 773-789-7839. The last 4 digits spell the word stew. You can text me, you can WhatsApp me, you can Telegram me, or you can call. You can jump into the stew pot, remain anonymous. Feel free. But I'd like to know from you how you feel about giving compliments and receiving compliments. Now, Epley has been exploring similar ideas with Juan Zhao, a psychologist at Stanford University. But rather than focusing on exchanges between strangers, they asked their participants to compliment someone that they already knew. Now, like Bonds and Bothby, Epley and Zhao found that the participants were consistently pessimistic in their predictions of the conversation. They assumed that their acquaintance would be less pleased and feel more awkward than they actually felt when receiving the compliment. Delving further, Epley and Zhao found that these fears seemed to arise from the participants' perceptions of their own social competence. They worried that they wouldn't articulate the compliment correctly without striking the wrong tone. It turns out the recipient doesn't give two hoots about that, actually, says Epley. They just care about how nice or how kind the compliment is. This particular study is actually awaiting publication at the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology. And this was a study done earlier this year. Now, it's about letting the other person feel seen, says Zhao. To recognize someone and to be recognized by someone. You know, that has to be some of the coolest things ever. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Some of you might remember the sci-fi movie Avatar. And one of the things that the main characters, the love interests in the film said to each other is, "I see you." And I noticed people after that started using that phrase, "I see you." And they would say it, I don't know if it's because of the movie that I noticed it, or they had been doing it before. But more and more, I recognize that people had been using the phrase, "I see you." And they say it to someone, generally of the opposite sex, that they had an attraction to. And I was like, huh. So you didn't see me before? That was the kind of processing that was going on in my head. So I went into discussion with a friend of mine on the use of that phrase. And she was saying, here's my take. It goes beyond what is perceived on the outside. Her take was that she believed it had to do with seeing past someone's initial presentation. Seeing, if you would even choose to go as far as to say this, peering into their soul. Seeing their imperfections and looking past it. Seeing their perfections, so to speak, and looking past it. How well they dress or how shabbily they dress. And they see past that. So they get to a point where they say, I see you, the person that you are, not the person you present. And that struck me as real deep. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but how do you feel about compliments? Sharon, how do you feel about compliments? About giving it and receiving it? What we're talking about tonight is just that, compliments. And I'm addressing it as much as I can from the position of being able to receive it and being able to give it, and why it is that many people can't do either of those. We're going to take a quick little break, but let me finish giving you this information before I do that. There is the danger that you might overdo giving compliments. If you compliment a friend, partner, or colleague excessively, they might become bored of your praise or even start to find it a bit cloying. Yet, further work by Epley and Zhao suggests that this reaction, too, is far less likely than we might believe. In this study, they again recruited pairs of participants who already knew each other. One member of each pair was asked to ask down 5 separate compliments for their acquaintance. The researchers then delivered these compliments to the recipient, piecemeal over the following week, with 1 compliment a day. Overall, the recipient's pleasure at hearing the praise did not decline over the course of the week. They just felt great every day. If you're hoping to apply this particular type of research yourself, Bonds emphasizes the importance of context. And again, everything done in context takes a different perspective. It is not appropriate to compliment someone's appearance if there is ever any risk that you might be objectifying them. The etiquette is to stick to compliments that really convey someone's social value. That might include praise on a presentation or the way they handled a difficult client. If you do have a kind thought that makes genuine respect for the other person, the message of the scientific research is clear. Share it. Contrary to Twain's aphorism, you do not require any rare gift to show your appreciation of someone's best qualities. It doesn't cost anything. It's a really efficient way to make other people just feel happy, according to Zhao. So that's something to take into the break and to think about a little bit. When someone does something worth complimenting versus complimenting them, compliment the act. Now, if they're well put together, compliment the fact that they are well put together. Your outfit looks amazing versus you look amazing, or you wear that outfit well. I don't know if you wear that outfit well and your outfit looks amazing would fall under the same umbrella, separate and apart from you look amazing. You see what I'm saying? Alright, we're going to take a quick little break. When we come back, we talk some more and we look at trying to see if we can reshape our thoughts on praise. Yeah? Let's see if we can navigate it. We'll be right back after these few messages. Facebook Live, this is where we say goodbye. Y'all take care. Remember, Saturday, I'm back giving you a segment on Facebook Live of the Saturday Stew, which I do at 8 p.m. on Reggae Global Radio. Right? Cool. So, we'll be right back after these messages. Facebook Live, deuces to you.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
It takes an entire village to raise a child. Hello, I'm Paul Campbell, here to talk about Palace. Peace and Love Academic Scholarship. This non-profit group supports students facing serious obstacles from entering or continuing their studies, not because the grades are failing, but due to the lack of financial support.
Over the past 8 years, Palace has awarded 600 scholarships valued at approximately 50.3 million Jamaican dollars, or 415,000 US dollars.
Together, we must build a better future for our children. Please visit www.palace1.org and make your donation to brighten the future of a deserving child. Palace, preserving young minds for posterity.
Teddy Greaves Jr. with 6 brand new songs out now on his brand new EP, Teddy Greaves Jr. with songs you know and love like Can You Stop the Rain? One Last Cry. Can't Get Over You. Wait Too Long. You and I. And One Last Cry, the acoustic version. Teddy Greaves Jr., now available on all major digital platforms. Teddy Greaves Jr.
Yes, my people. Check out I Red Funks on Reggae Global Radio every Saturday at 8 p.m. with Kev Steele, We'll give you a pre-life. Brand new. Good for you. Kick it like a ball if you don't see a dance song. You hear that?
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. Specifically representing word and honor. Still I say DJ Kevin Stew. After all I've been through, I never knew I'd ever find you. Never knew I'd find the love that I need in you. No one else has ever done the things you do. You love me for me, not for what I have or for what I could be. Never knew love till you. No one else has ever done the things that you do. Never knew love could be true. I would not want to live without you. Never knew love till you. It's a blessing to have found you. Your love is unconditional. Lord, I thank you for loving me. Love is kind, love is not puffed up, it's not easily provoked, and it's not selfish. Love endures all things, it rejoices in the truth. So when perfection came around, I told all others goodbye. After all I've been through, I never knew I'd ever find you. No, I never knew I'd find the love that I need in you.
I want to welcome you back to the broadcast. It's Real Talk right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
Love is kind, love is not
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsor,
provoked.
Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands.
Love
Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience.
after all I've been through.
Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Or email her at thealata@att.net.
Love that I need.
Tell her DJ Kevin Stew sent you.
No one else has ever done.
I'll tell you this, she only asks one thing. You get off her table
You love
and go sleep somewhere else when she's done.
me for me,
Well, that's outside of paying her, of course.
not for what
And she asks that because people tend to fall asleep, especially me, while on the table, getting massaged.
never knew love till you
It feels that good and it's that relaxing.
found you. Your love is
So, can you imagine someone saying these words to you? I've never knew love till you.
never knew love.
The sound of Audley Rollin.
No one else has ever done.
Those are some deep words, right? And the mere fact that he wrote this as a little prayer, that's one thing. But can you imagine someone saying those words to you. Someone that you are in a relationship of whatever kind. You and this individual are in this relationship, and they say to you, you know, I never knew what love was until you. So, can you imagine a co-worker saying those words to you? How are you gonna take it? Are you gonna just fly off the bat because the co-worker that is saying this is the same gender as you? Are you gonna fly off because you're married or involved with someone else? You're gonna fly off because you're a supervisor and your subordinate is saying this to you, and there's no fraternizing in the company. It goes against the rules. You know, are you gonna fly off the handle at all, or are you gonna take it as, hey, this person appreciates the fact that I do things in a genuine way, or I am genuinely helpful to them, or whether or not people like the way I lead, they know it's not personal, but it's from a place of trying to achieve the best. Now it takes a different connotation, doesn't it? It looks different when you look at it that way, and you remove the, let's say, the sexual component of someone saying, you know, I love you. You know, that couple component, then let's put it that way. Because I really don't think many of us recognize how much we love each other. Think about it. And you hear me openly tell Shar whenever she pops into, whether it is on Facebook Live or she comes on into the stew pot, you hear me openly tell her that I love her. And I do. Now, some people might think, well, you know, that's kind of crazy. You know, what kind of cousins are they? But why shouldn't I? You know, why shouldn't we tell each other? You know, Marlon, I don't know if I've ever told you that I love you, bro, but Marlon is someone that I love dearly. You know, there are times when Marlon and I will sit down and have a deep reasoning. And there are times when we'll just shoot the breeze and talk foolishness. But isn't that what people that genuinely love each other do? If I'm in need and I call on Marlon, whatever way that he can, he'll give a helping hand. And I have other friends like that I can call upon too. Isn't that what love really is? So if you tell someone that is in your circle that you love them, or you give them a compliment on how well they do what they do, should you be nervous about doing it? Shouldn't they gracefully accept it and graciously accept it? Shouldn't they be happy that you're recognizing it? How about reshaping our thoughts? Our thoughts on praise. See, Marla, there it is. Thank you, bro. For real. Let's rethink or reshape our thoughts. Let's you see me put in my posts the hashtag changing the narrative. Let's change the narrative. You know, people say, we say it all the time. It's nothing. You know, I was just lucky. I was in the right place at the right time. Downplaying bits of success. But why is it that we shy away from our spotlight? We shy away from the praise, never wanting to be the center of attention. Why? As humans, According to outread psychology, as humans, we're intrinsically built to shy away from compliments. So, why? Why do we shy away from praise? Why are we built that way? What is it? There are three potential factors at play when we turn against praise, and they all feed into another. They feed into one another a bit endlessly, so to speak, to make it hard to accept compliments. There is low self-esteem, cognitive dissonance, and high expectations. And you probably wouldn't think that those flow into each other, but according to psychologists, they do. A research study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology found that people with low self-esteem have the most difficulty accepting compliments. And if you think you're somehow flawed, or you believe that you're not good enough, you might have trouble understanding how others can say such kind things about you. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Then you have cognitive dissonance, and so that is your low self-esteem side. With cognitive dissonance, this is the feeling of uncomfortable tension which comes from holding two conflicting thoughts in the mind at the same time. It is a very powerful motivator which will often lead us to change one or the other of the conflicting belief or action. This inconsistency between what we believe and how we behave motivates us to engage in actions that will help minimize feelings of discomfort. We sometimes attempt to relieve this tension in different ways, such as by rejecting compliments, or explaining away, or even avoiding new information. Now, that causes me to pause for a moment and think about some people that I've encountered that I've complimented for whatever reason and how they have reacted to it. And some of them seem very confident. They seem like very confident individuals. However, that causes no pause to think, is that confidence just a show? Do they really suffer from a case of low self-esteem? Things that make you go, According to the movies, we should all live in a New York penthouse, earn millions, and have a gorgeous partner to answer our beck and call, right? But that's not real. What we read and see each day through mainstream media warps the expectations of our own lives. And this is now what leads to unreasonable expectations. We know most of these goals are fabricated, yet as humans, we still manage to set totally unrealistic expectations of what success might look like. So when someone sees us do something and their perception of that is being successful, and they're complimenting us on achieving this level of success, we probably don't see it as being there or getting there or as something big, and we downplay. We don't hold what others consider valuable as valuable. And it's the weirdest thing. Because I think, well, for me, and in my experiences, what I find is that things that I hold valuable, others don't recognize its value. I don't know if any of you have that situation. So it's a little bit of the reverse for me. And so I sometimes wonder if anybody else recognize it and don't feel like they can compliment on it. I guess with me it's the reverse. In her TED Talk, educator, Vancouver-based educator, Mernaz Basiri, explained that our views of success are so warped that we have started to measure any kind of progress on an oversized scale. This leads us to viewing our small successes as overall failures. Just what I was saying. Small wins have a transformational power. Once a small win has been accomplished, forces are set in motion to favor another small win and another small win until the combination of 3 small wins lead to a larger and greater accomplishment. You see that? Baby steps. Because even babies dragging themselves, doing a little belly crawl, get from point A to another point. It may not be point B that they're trying to reach, but they're closer to the point B than when they started out. So, baby steps. Essentially, the more we can accept small wins and the associated compliments, we can slowly retrain our brain to be more positive. The more positive we are, the great success we can achieve, the greater the success that we can achieve. So, here's a challenge. For 1 whole month, and a new month starts at the end of this week. For 1 whole month, accept any compliment or praise that comes your way. You don't have to overplay the situation. A simple thank you is all you need to respond with. No matter how important, you accept the praise wholeheartedly, and you give a simple thank you. Your mind may try to convince you otherwise, but the idea here is to stay firm and learn the art of receiving praise. Embrace your success and let it drive you forward. Because it can be done. And seemingly, many of us don't try to do it. We don't recognize that little bit of something. And so, we have these little victories. And we miss out on an opportunity to celebrate them. We miss out on the value that this little victory that we had for ourselves could bring to someone else in inspiring them to their own personal little victories. And so, because we probably downplayed something that someone saw as complimentary, we now miss out on an opportunity to be complimented again. We miss out on that opportunity to be so grateful that they feel good about recognizing our accomplishment. You see the disservice that you possibly did to someone else just because you downplayed your compliment. Now, and in times like these, I wish one of my psychologists were on, because we could have talked about this a little bit more. It is the id, the self, and how we view it. How big we see ourselves or how small. How big we see that thing that we have done or how small. And because of that, we can't accept a simple compliment. Listen, I'm accepting all compliments today. 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. Call, text, WhatsApp, Telegram. I am accepting all compliments today. Send them come. You know, if you like the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, go ahead, tell me. Let me get the compliment. Now, I'm encouraging you to do so. Are you willing to take up the challenge? And are you willing to take up the other challenge where someone gives you a compliment and you're just so gracious in accepting it and just say thank you. Thank you for that. Now, if the person giving you the compliment is expecting more, then I don't know what to tell you. That's for another study. Or another aspect of the study. But accept it. For you, all you need to do is accept it. And if you have difficulty, especially if you have difficulty accepting compliments, start there. Working on you. The ones that have the low self-esteem. The ones that are battling this cognitive dissonance. The ones that have unreasonable expectations. Just say thank you. And keep it moving. And be authentic with your thanks. Don't add anything, don't take away anything. Just be real with saying thank you. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we look at one more thing before we get into musical therapy. The psychological reason you hate receiving compliments. Yep, that's what we're going to be looking at. Call a friend, tell a friend, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. We'll be right back, right here on Real Talk on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Reggae Global Entertainment presents the brand new self-titled album from Yishka with 9 great songs. Oh Baby, Let Me Love You.
Oh, baby.
Be Grateful for Life.
Be grateful for life.
Shake You Down.
Girl, I wanna shake you
What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Babe, Come Over.
Baby, come over.
My. It's our time
You know I love you.
for your love.
I would do anything.
I'm Falling.
I'm falling in love again.
Yishka. 9 great songs. Available on all streaming platforms.
You sure look good tonight.
Available now. Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion. Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com.
Greetings and salutations. This is DJ Kevin Stew inviting you to bubble up and simmer down with me in the Saturday Stew right here on Reggae Global Radio. Get ready for the special segment called The Secret Ingredient, where you may hear from your favorite artist or producer. Saturday Stew happens every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time exclusively on ReggaeGlobalRadio.com, where we get high on reggae.
Hey yo, this is Caraman to let you know that right about now you are logged on to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. Don't move.
The sound of Yishka. The track is called I'm Falling. From the self-titled album Yishka. Available just about everywhere right now.
But I can't help myself.
Yeah man, I like this track. It's a nice bounce, yeah? Want to thank Reggae Global Entertainment for sponsoring this segment of the broadcast. Reggae Global would like to see booking agents. Take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and so much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199. That's 954-804-8199. check them out, reggaeglobalentertainment.com. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. Oh, you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, yeah? The sound of Yishka. He says, listen, I'm falling in love again. Over and over and over and over. So the question is, how can you genuinely start believing people when they give you compliments? Is there a way to actually do that? There are some, according to medium.com, there are some that have a real issue when people say nice things about them. They just don't believe them. This author says, listen, whether it's how I look, an accomplishment I've already achieved, an idea I had, or even just on cookies I baked. When people compliment me, I think they're lying or trying to manipulate me somehow. Or that they mean well but don't recognize that what I've done is actually not that good. Like when your partner tells you you're beautiful. They're kind of obligated, so the meaning is gone. But think about that for a moment. Someone close to you giving you a compliment, how good you look, how talented you are. How do you feel about that? So, Zuli, that's the author's name, Zuli Rain, says, when someone says to me, wow, your dress looks amazing today, I deflect. I say, oh, thanks. I don't know. I guess I like it. I can ride my bike in it. That's the important thing. So it might sound familiar to some, but the ability to overlook 50 positive comments in favor of the one negative one that someone said maybe 10 years ago, it's mind-blowing. It's so easy to believe, dwell on, eternally reflect on the negative, even when it's overwhelmingly outweighed by the positive. So why does that happen? Why do we struggle to believe good things? According to science, it's a loop. There are 3 factors feeding into one another endlessly. Again, the low self-esteem, the cognitive dissonance, and the high expectations. You don't think much of yourself. Maybe it's imposter syndrome. I don't think I've ever addressed that on this broadcast. But imposter syndrome. Maybe you've only been valued for one aspect for most of your life. So it's impossible to see your worth in others. Maybe you're continually comparing yourself to others and coming up short in your own estimation. Either way, you have low self-esteem. So when someone compliments you, this jars with the truth you hold about yourself. It's uncomfortable. Your mind doesn't accept it readily because you're faced with 2 prospects. 1, you're wrong about yourself, or 2, they're lying. You cannot simultaneously believe you suck and believe someone else when they say you don't. It's that cognitive dissonance. So while your brain is working furiously to justify 2 things concurrently, your mouth will open and justify things to the other person. Oh, well, here we go again. The stars must be in alignment. Or, lucky for me, they asked a question that I knew the answer to. And just like that, the pressure is off. Now, this plays into the high expectations factor, because you have low self-esteem because you struggle to believe other people when they're kind to you. You want to shirk any expectations as soon as possible. So you respond to the situation in a way that lets you off the hook. Well, it lets you off the hook if you don't succeed the next time. But what if you do? Here comes a compliment again. Do you receive it the same way? And do you play it off with the expectation that the next time you just might not be so lucky? This relieves a bit of pressure and anxiety you feel when someone compliments you. But it's important to constantly be second guessing every nice thing people say. It's quite unpleasant, really, isn't it? Sometimes people are just nice. Can you wrap your mind around that concept? Sometimes the people in your life, whether they're in your life in passing or they're in your life because they're siblings, sometimes they're just nice. We've established pretty much why it happens. Understand that it's good for our brains to be told that we're good, because we don't believe in ourselves a lot of times. And it's more comfortable for our brains when nobody else believes in us either. But it's healthy when instead of forever dwelling on negative feedback, we linger on the positive. It turns out, when you push those positive memories away, you're actually losing the ability to experience happiness over positive remarks. Who knew? Who'd have thunk it? You can tell they're positive, but there's no warm glow of pride accompanying them. Research showed that people who routinely dismissed positive comments actually had a harder time remembering the level of positivity of the feedback, more so than people who accepted them to begin with. Accepting compliments can be hard. It can. It's worth it to accept compliments, both for your memory and your mental health in the long run. But it can feel boastful to accept that something you've done is good. Who wants to be the narcissist who says, yeah, I know, I'm aware, when someone compliments you? Nobody wants to be that person. But what if you are that person that actually recognizes it? How do you deal with it? Even when you're just trying to say thanks, it feels like pulling teeth. The urge to justify or quantify your success is overwhelming. You want to buckle and say it wasn't you, that you just got lucky, that you won't do so well next time. I tend to be that way sometimes. And so does our author here. Zuli is just like that. And I believe many people out there, those listening in, are like that too. And it sucks. It really does. You know, Zuli says, I'd rather just believe the other person, say thanks, and move on with my life instead of obsessing over the appropriate way to accept compliments. The question is, if you can relate to that, is that where you want to stay, or do you want to get better? So what happens when you stop self-criticizing? For 1 week only, Zuli says, just while I was at work, I accepted compliments. I did not deflect, I did not quantify, I did not put myself down immediately after accepting it. I simply said, thank you. Remember that challenge just now, just to say thanks? That's what Zuli did. To anything nice that people said, she said thank you. If my success was partially due to someone else, I said thanks and acknowledged their hard work too, but I didn't say it was all them. If I didn't agree with a compliment, I still took it, choosing to believe that someone else's opinion could still be valid, even if I didn't think it was true. Just said thanks. In short, I tried to live for a week as though I could take credit when I did stuff well. My brain tried to convince me that any would-be compliments were just being sarcastic, or that I'd spectacularly fail the next time I tried at anything and embarrass myself. But you know what? Zuli said, I didn't spontaneously combust. I did not get fired. I did not become amazingly self-assured either. And my self-esteem wasn't fixed overnight, but it felt good to accept that I might be good at some things. I didn't get better at believing it yet, but I did start to feel more natural. It did start to feel more natural to accept and move on. And Zuli says, I hope in time I'll find it easier to believe compliments and not just give lip service to the idea. Compliments, she says, can feel like just a minor form of social interaction. We all say them, we all receive them. But she says, I believe that just as important as learning to give one, it is important to learn to take one. We have a call. Greetings and salutations.
Hey, DJ Kevin Stew, greetings.
The one and only reggae music edutainer extraordinaire, walking, talking reggae music encyclopedia, Marlon Burrell, the general manager. Yes, Origin.
DJ Kevin Stew. This topic here, boy, can I tell you that you chose a really fantastic topic tonight?
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
All right, you see how that fits right into the topic?
Yes, it does. And I intentionally just said thank you. I was being intentional about it. Yeah, man. Why do you say so?
I think I think your author is right on. Well, I say, it speaks to me.
Yeah.
It speaks to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've struggled with both receiving and giving compliments.
Yeah.
It just made me uneasy. That was just how I've been naturally. But over time, I have learned to cope, and now I can both give and receive compliments and be comfortable about it.
Think back, Marlon, to the first time you gave someone, you consciously, without any intent, gave someone a compliment. Can you find that time and that compliment?
No, I don't think so. No, because I think compliments, if they come from a genuine place, sometimes it's just an expression of what you see.
Right.
Or how you feel. So, that would be going, as far back as I could remember. Because if something looks good or is well done, I think a lot of times it just comes out naturally, like, wow, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But, the giving it, okay, do you find it equally easy to give a compliment to a male as you do a female?
Yes. I think the only exception there might be in appearance. But with anything else, I think I I don't have an issue giving males compliments.
So it might be difficult to give a compliment to a male on appearance, or which one is it more difficult for you to on appearance? Is it more difficult to give a woman a compliment on appearance, and as just as a compliment, or is it more difficult to give a male?
For me right now, I would say more so the male, because I've been dealing with the female side of it practically all my life.
Okay.
So I've kind of got the handle on the female side.
So you can give a woman a compliment and just move on. You know, it's just that. It's not that you're looking for anything. You're not trying to get closer. You're not trying to get more familiar. You're just someone did something or look a certain type of a way as a female, and just say, hey, you look nice today, and just keep it moving.
Yeah. Yes. And the thing is, I've always felt like that, but in the past, I've been reluctant to do that just out of fear that they might think that I have other intentions. Because women, I find, tend to be very mistrusting of compliments from men.
Now, have you ever had a situation where you're with a female friend and the female friend gives another female a compliment, and you agree, and it kind of that female receiving the compliment is looking at you side-eyed like, oh, what you looking? Because that has happened to me.
No, I don't think I've experienced that.
Listen, that has happened to me, and I'm like, wait, hold on. She was the one that complimented you.
You're co-signing somebody's compliment.
Yeah, she complimented you, and I'm just saying, boy, I agree. And I am the villain here. I am the one that is trying to get into your pants.
You see what I mean by that mistrust tends to be there. And I thought it's because of what men have to deal with on a daily basis. That you might coincidentally have been the 10th guy to give her a compliment that day. And the other 9 are maybe, 5 or 6 of the 9 had other intentions.
And they asked for her number afterwards.
Right.
Oh, well, that too. Because
you could have been a victim of circumstance.
Yeah, I hope I was. But, I've had that experience. And so,
that's precisely why I'm selective about which females I give compliments to. I tend to give compliments to females who I
are more familiar with.
And are more familiar with, correct.
Yeah, but here's a danger in that. That female that was looking for that little bit of validation all day, and all the people had that very same thought why they didn't give it, now decides I am not worthy and go drive their car off at bridge. Seem extreme, right? But there's always that straw that breaks the camel's back.
Absolutely.
So I really believe that if it comes to you, if you feel it in your spirit to give someone a compliment, genuinely do it and keep it moving. Now, however they choose to receive it, and this is DJ Kevin Stew's opinion. However that individual chooses to receive it, that's just on them. And now they're going to have to go deal with it. But give it.
I see the value in that. I do.
Yeah.
But I don't think I want to go through that.
Cool. Understandable. The other side of it is we as individuals need to understand that we live in a social, we're social beings.
Yes.
And as a result of that, living in a community, not living in a bubble, there will be compliments as well as this is coming our way. There will be that positive remark, that negative remark. And as individuals, we need to be able to find that balance. And because we don't have dialogue like this, because we often are not, well, in this part of the world where you and I live, it is not the norm for us to go out and at the end of the day see each other do something great and say, boy, you know, that was awesome. Or you have always been there for me, or you were there for me that one time, and really and truly I appreciate it. I love you for that. We have difficulty doing that. Worse, coming from the culture that you and I are from.
True.
It wasn't until within the last decade or two that you'd find men hugging each other in Jamaica.
True.
I remember as a boy walking on Waterloo Road, and it was I was at a youth camp this one time at youth camp. I was at youth camp, and my best friend for that camp was a little white boy from the United States. And we're walking down Waterloo Road and we're hugging each other. I remember this. And one of my older friends, one of the older guys from camp, saw us and just tapped us and like, no, you can't do that. And I was so puzzled. It wasn't a thing that was done in Jamaica to genuinely accept another male in your life like that.
True. At least those are displays of affection.
Yeah. And when you did it with a female, it had to have been leading to, or there had to be something more going on than just two individuals being comfortable with each other.
Correct.
And I really believe that with things like that happening, looking at even society on a wider scale, from the Western world, because Jamaica being heavily influenced by the United States and such, I don't see where it is much different here. But somehow coming to the United States and seeing people, I guess in sports, it became a thing where they would hug each other and they would. I'm not at the stage yet where I'm gonna see you, Marlon, and spot you on the butt because you did a good show. I'm not there yet, and I don't see myself getting there. I really don't. Because I'm not going to do it with Melissa Jane either. Or a Missy, a Mel, or any female counterpart that we may have. I'm not gonna do it with a Sister Irie. I'm not gonna. It's not gonna happen. But
correct.
I will hug you, and I will hug Melissa, and I will hug Sister Irie, and I will hug Ed Robinson, and I will hug Yeah. And I will compliment. And I'm still working a little bit on because I'm a work in progress, on getting a compliment. And
I think so, Lord.
Yeah. Getting a compliment and accepting it as just that and not trying to downplay it or anything. 'Cause sometimes I downplay my compliments. I do.
And you know what? I have a tendency to do that. I do.
So here's a challenge for you and I. I want you to take this journey with me. When we get compliments, be graceful and accept them, no matter what it is in the back of our minds that is saying to us, you need to downplay that.
I think I've gotten to that point where I just accept them, regardless of how I feel about it. I just I've been able to accept.
Yeah,
because someone gave me a compliment fairly recently, and I was like, yeah, I guess. And the person said to me, you really underestimate yourself. You don't realize how good you are at what you do. And I said, yeah, well, maybe that's the case.
Listen, the other day my better portion told me, boy, you are so good at what you do. And I'm like, thanks, babe. And I was kind of surprised by it. I didn't expect it. But on the other hand, it's kind of what you expect your partner to say to you.
Right.
But it was weird. But I had to just accept it and recognize it and take that and build on it.
That's it. That's the key right there. That's the key right there.
Like we said earlier, it was one of those little victories. You reach one person, you can reach someone else.
That's right.
In our line of business, we're trying to reach people.
Each one reach one, and then we all can teach one.
Yeah. But it also helps with advertising dollars, because it's kind of what drives our business, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what drives this industry.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so, accepting compliments or criticism, accepting criticism, whether negative or positive, goes a long way.
Yes.
You take the negative criticism and use it to build. And you take the positive criticism and use that to build also.
That's right.
Recognize it for what it is as a building tool. You can only get better.
That is true. And that is the outlook. If we all follow this and go through and follow up with this outlook, I think we could do amazing things.
I think so too, and that's what I'm striving to do. It goes along with all the hashtags that I do, because I'm intentional about my hashtags too. Changing the narrative, having acceptance through enlightenment, stimulating appetite, not satisfying hunger. From knowledge sprouts power. These hashtags are intentional, and the whole idea is for us to keep growing. That's it. Just keep growing.
That's it. Yeah. That's the idea.
Brethren, thank you for the call. I truly appreciate of it. Loved the show today.
Give thanks. And I do thank you for these enlightening topics, especially the Wednesday topic.
Much love. You see, it's reasons like those why I do things like these. Because the appreciation is there.
There you have it.
Yeah, man. All right. So, have you gotten the Train Is Coming compilation yet?
Not yet. I did get the press release about that, but I haven't actually gotten the tracks as yet.
All right. Don't worry yourself. I got you.
All right. Sounds good to me.
I got you. All right. So, I'm going to bounce a tune off of that compilation right now, courtesy of AJ Brown, to kick off musical therapy. It's called People Are People. And This segment is brought to you courtesy of McNeil Trucking. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. Give them a call, 954-406-9740 for your moving needs. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Now, AJ Brown is a South Floridian. Well, some of the times. But he is also lead singer for Third World. And this track is called People Are People. Remember, y'all can catch Marlon Borrell Mondays and Wednesdays. You talk about real talk. Real rockers on various platforms. Marlon, give your platforms because you have so many.
It's Reggae Global Radio. It's One Harmony Radio, Foundation Radio Network at clintonlindsay.com. We're also on Glue FM, 25th Century Radio, Iris Zion Radio, Global Links Radio, and the Tony Robb Network.
I'm proud of you, and you remember all of them.
I think that's all of them.
I hope you never leave out anybody, you know.
I hope not.
Hey, Marlon. Oh, by the way, Rhythms of the Heart tickets are available. Rhythm of the Heart happens the 16th of October. It's the third Saturday of each month. If you missed the last one, you missed a deuce. You don't want to miss the next one. So, Rhythms of the Heart happening at Valencia's in Margate. All right, so
at Valencia's Rhythms of the Heart. Live music is where it's at, brother.
Live music. And ladies and gentlemen, you'll hear me talking about it up until the event. Trust and believe. Marlon, stick around. Musical therapy.
All right. Much love, DJ Kevin Stew.
All right. Blessings.
Doesn't matter where you are.
It doesn't matter.
Anywhere in the world. People are people. Wherever they may be. Trying
It's called People Are People.
to live their lives and raise
His name is AJ Brown.
family. People are people wherever they may go. Whether strangers or someone you know, every day they strive to make the best of their lives. Yeah. People are people wherever they may be. Trying to live their lives and raise their family. People are people wherever they may go. With members of their household or living alone. At work, at play, or at school, or even on vacation. People are people wherever they may be.
It's called People Are People. The son of AJ Brown.
You think you bury me and done, but you only planted a seed. Get ready, I'm coming. Get ready, I'm
This is Hezron for all the Hezites out there.
and done, but you only planted a seed.
It's called Plant a Seed.
Get ready, I'm coming. You think you bury me and done, you only planted a seed. Get ready, I'm coming. Get ready, I'm coming. 'Cause I'm a man, I take it all on my chin. I take my losses, I take my wins. You keep standing on my back.
you think you bury me and done? Understand. What you did was plant a seed.
Get ready, I'm coming.
Learn that.
Ready, I'm coming.
This is how you take negative criticism and you just turn it around.
Get ready, I'm coming. Get ready, I'm coming.
Wishing that things could be different.
This is Marcel J. Ball.
Soon my things will be missing.
It's called Wishing. Y'all heard me play this one on Monday.
No work, though I tried so very hard. God knows it hurts. Just can't find a job. I can't pay my rent. Bills are overdue. No matter what happens, got to push on through.
You got to push through.
I'm willing to work for the things that I want and need. I'm up and running. I'm ready to proceed. But life throws you lemons, so you make lemonade. Life throws you curves, you gotta know how to swerve. So I'm wishing.
When life throws you curves, you better know how to swerve.
Right,
you hear that?
Same thing is missing. I ain't got a cent. I can't find no work, though I try so very hard. God knows it hurts. Got to get a job, can't pay the rent. Bills are overdue, but no matter what happens, I've got to push on through. They say God help those who help themselves. And no one can do for you. You have to do for yourself. Do for yourself. I know just wishing won't make a wish come true, but right now I feel like that's all I can do.
Now if all things go well, I'll just bounce through this whole compilation on Saturday in the Saturday Stew.
Same things are missing.
We'll see how that works out.
Missing.
But do join me, Reggae Global Radio, 8 p.m. Eastern. The Saturday Stew, come bubble up and simmer down with me. Come check out the secret ingredient and hear what Red Fox has to say with pre-life.
I'm willing to work for the things that I want and need. I'm up and running. I'm ready.
Want to say thank you to my affiliates once more.
Life throws you lemons.
NIE Radio to New Jersey, Foundation Radio Network, JentalLindsay.com out of South Florida, PEMGTV.com, CR7.
Things could be different.
I truly appreciate love each and every one of you.
Same thing is missing. I ain't got a cent. I can't find no work. No, I try so very hard. God knows it hurts.
For so long, you and me been finding each other for so long.
Yeah, y'all know this song, right?
For you is more than strong, boy. Take it from me. If you give a little more than you're asking for.
It's Joanna Marie, a rendition of Andy Gibbs' big tune. I just want to be your everything.
Those lips of wine.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew.
Thank you, Joanna.
For so long, you and me been finding each other for so long. And the feeling that I feel for you is more than strong, boy. Take it from me. If you give a little more than you If I stay here without you, darling, I will die. I want you laying in the love I have to bring. I'd do anything to be your everything. To be your for so long.
It's time to get going. No, real life story, full time. Yeah, 12 a.m. when midnight starts. I mean that with the midnight touch. House locked down, one light on cars. I got to reach it. I'm in the start of the million bit. But me I work is a million sweat.
Talk about one striving.
Million steps cars. I got to reach for make it in a life from a dream. Some
This is the sound of Denver Downer.
Queens than trees on the planet. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah man, he was one of my secret ingredients.
Like 12 lines to a sonnet. Hard for achieve.
The track is called 12 a.m.
Me a tough it out.
aka Reach It.
And this a real life story. It's time to get going.
Yeah man, real life story.
Oh, real life story.
Let's go.
Yeah. 12 a.m. when midnight starts. I mean that with the midnight touch. House locked down, one light on cars. I got to reach it. I'm in the start of the million bit. But me I work is a million sweat. Daily me make a million steps cars. I got to reach for make it in a life from a dream. Some a planet want make more greens than trees on the planet. Don't get me wrong, greed me I stay from it. But life short like 12 lines to a sonnet. Hard for achieve and my mind conceive. That's why me a tough it out real concrete. Goals in a life you want and needs. You can't reach till you plant one seed. That's why 12 a.m. when midnight starts. I mean that with the midnight touch. House locked down, one light on cars. I got to reach it. Ay, I'm in the start of the millions, eh? But we are working some millions, eh? Daily me make a million steps, cause I got to reach it. Problems from my chest, I'ma feel like my woulda bench press 5. Duty call now with a ring like S5. To the top, man, I see no express line. Work hard, no wait till next time. If you are study for your test, I sell juice like that. I beg you, do your best, you can't lose like that. No, focus, not confused like that. I make the two ends meet like hands on a clock. Was 12 a.m. midnight start. I mean that with the midnight touch.
Yeah man, real things, you know.
One light on cars. I got to reach.
Got to reach it.
When I start to the millions, eh? We are working some millions, eh? Daily me make a million steps, cause got to reach it. Yeah. Real life story.
Real life things.
It's time to get going. No, real life story. Full time.
Man say life short, like 12 lines to a sonnet.
It's time to get going. No, real life story. Full time. 12 a.m. when midnight starts. I mean that with the midnight touch. Oh, stop from one light on cars. I got to reach.
Listen, I know in a no lies. I know in a DI. When me touch them, I come live. And people are pull up one fi catch vibes. Jaja know.
This is on a coolie baby.
Search my heart to the Maya. Me and Jah have a hope.
Track called Take Flight.
Like only one with your landing. Pilots, one fly up plane and land with no shame. Only baby there if you remember the name there. Come beats, kill it the rhythm. Me now watch no face when me see them up in the sky. Me a fly high on my plane. Lucky things set up they have no lanes. Come me a swear. My life is a journey. But thank Father God for the class. What I bump and I shake and I throw me this way. But we still get up and me. and drop them same people. Sometimes me not at all. Sometimes me go on with me pace, come me plane can't fall. Jaja, you know I'm real. Jaja, you know how I feel. Jaja, we make that deal. I promise, you promise, me promise. You promise me you're not gonna leave me. Me promise you commands me keep it. You promise me you're not make me fall. Me promise you between us, me not build no, 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 not build no.
Try to do my best, follow purpose all the way till the massive on a season. Now see the rest, I pre them vibes are from what day. What is the reason? How them I going like say me never pour one time. My head is not up in the sky.
This is Savannah.
Oh, you don't know what goes on here behind my smile.
It's called Blessed.
Me, I make them know every day.
Or Blessed.
Choice for rise. That's how it go. Vampire try to take my life. Will not forget this voice inside. Cause I'm blessed.
Blessed.
I'm so blessed.
So blessed. So blessed. That's what I am.
I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed. Yeah. Talk to God and him tell me for keep on pursuing. Hold me together for he is my glue. Without him in no mood I do I'd be ruined. Beside me there is a fire brewing. Look, the book tell me send no weapon formed against me. So me now worry what them plan for come and do. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, yeah. I'm blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, I'm so blessed, yeah. I'm blessed.
The moment we see the glory, when I know my story.
Sound of the birthday boy, Mr. Vegas. It's called My Story. Blessed Earth Date, MV.
Pressure when them see we doing better. They see the glory, but them don't know my story. Them don't know my story. Them don't know my story. No time me did I look ahead story, but true me know me family did I go worry. Me have to learn to fight the dirty and throw me. No a blessing Jah pour me. Me stay humble and so mama grow me. Ooh, yeah. Once you want me brother, you're my brother, you're my brother for life. Once you want me sister,
I want to say thank you to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the love. Thank you for sharing. Encouraging each and everyone to remember, look out for members of your community. Your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So the people you pass on the bus, on the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is DJ Kevin Stewart, so I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, right here, 10 p.m. till midnight Eastern Time. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stewart. Remember, you can catch me on Saturday with the Saturday Stew on Reggae Global Radio at 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks again to the affiliates, NIE Radio up in New Jersey. Motivator, big up yourself. Can catch Motivator tomorrow, Thursday, on Reggae Global Radio, 9 p.m. Eastern, for Double Trouble Thursdays. Clinton Lindsay on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. He's on at midday until 3 Eastern. Big ups to those on CR7. Thank you for the support. PEMGTV.com. Thank you for the love always. Big ups to McNeil Trucking once again for sponsoring this segment. With McNeil Trucking, you're in good hands. Give them a call, 954-406-9740. Tell them you heard about them on a night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. Cuz, take care. Love you much. Marlon, thank you for the support. Thank you for the strength tonight. Thank you for sharing. I love you, bro. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you a good night. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.